Hello guys, welcome once again. This video I will demonstrate to you how you can create a WCF service using the net TCP binding without using any app.config configuration. So we will do all the configurations inside our code. So we will get started. So as we will do this is a very quick video. We first started by adding a console application. We call it TCP binding dot server. We add one more console application. We call it TCP binding dot client. We add one more class library. We call it TCP binding dot contracts. So inside our TCP binding dot contract, we remove that class and then we add a new class, a new item to be precise, and that will be an interface. So we add an interface, we call it iProduct service. Of course it's a public class, and we put an attribute. We make it service. Actually, it's not resolved. Service contract, that will be under service model. Service contract, so we can resolve it from here. So as you can see, service contract attribute. One thing we resolve. So inside the app.config, we will just remove all the service model as we don't need it. Then we also remove the product service. So inside the contract we only got iProduct service. So we come inside the server, and here we add a new item. That will be our product service, and it will be a class. That will be our product service. So we check our iProduct service, we check the method, and we say enumerable. As we don't have no product, so what we're gonna do is we just return a string array. Get strings. So I think that will perfectly do for the video, as we don't want to be more overly complicated. So inside the product services, we make it with the product service public, and we put this attribute service behavior. So we can resolve it. And then we put instance context mode. Set it to single. So we just need per single call. So what we do here is we implement our iProduct service. Call it properly, TCP binding, the correct, and then we implement our method. Nothing fanciful. All we're doing is just strike out all the basic mechanics of WCF. So what we do is we just return new sets of strings, and we call it server 1, server 2, server 3. I think that will do for now. And then what we do is we actually write our server host code. So we come inside our. Then one more thing, as we've deleted our client, we just add the main program quickly. So what we do is we add a program. Program.cs inside that. Okay, that's fine. So we come back to our server side. Inside here, what we do is we just define our server, our host for our TCP. So what we do first is we initiate a variable. We call it URIs. That will be a new URI array. We just put an initial value of 1. Doesn't really matter. Then we have a string. ADDR for address. So this is where we our TCP address will reside. .tcp colon // in this case we use a localhost, so localhost. Then our port, we just nominate any other port, and then our service, that will be our product service. So this will actually, so URIs, we set the value for our first URI. That will be our new URI. Then we just pass in the the address. So this is just all straightforward. So we get our product service. Product service, and then we actually initiate that as well. New product service. So as you can see, they're all straightforward. So the next step is we call our service host. That will be our host. We initiate that. Then we pass in our product service that we've just instantiated, and our URIs. Yeah. Then the next thing is we initiate our binding. In this case, that will be net TCP binding. Then inside our binding we set the security mode to none. So after that, what we do is we call host, then we add our service endpoint. That will be of type of the iProduct service. Our binding, and then our as we've already set up, we will set up our endpoint. So what we do is we open the host. So we say host.opened. So we just subscribe to the event, and then we open the host.open. Then we put console.readline to prevent the console from closing. So as you can see, this is all we've got for our host. So inside the event invocator, we just say WCF service is started. So as you can see, we're done with the server side. We come to the client side. So we just going to split the screen. So inside here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a program. So our main program. So it's a static void. That takes scene string argument. So we have our program now. So now what we do here is we put a console.writeline. We say press any key to enter. Console.readline. Then we have a variable URI. That will be our URI here. So we can just copy the whole thing here and paste it here. So we have a net TCP, binding. Call our binding. That will be equal to new net TCP binding. So what we do, we come here, we resolve the name. Then we put our security mode inside, none. So next thing is we initiate our channel. That will be new channel factory. That will take iProduct service. So we don't have the iProduct service here, so what we do is we get it back in here, product service. We resolve it. And then inside the channel factory invocation, we put our binding. Then the next thing is we call our endpoint. We start our endpoint. That'll be new endpoint address, and we pass in our URI. Then one more thing, our proxy. We call our proxy. That will be our channel dot create channel. So we pass in our endpoint. So what we do now is we initiate another variable. That's to get our string collection, stc string collection. That will be a proxy dot get strings. So we check if our proxy is not empty, and then we convert it to list. And then we check, we print out the values as well. So now say console dot write line. Actually, what we do is we cancel that variable, then we because we are printing it out straightforward, so we don't need to return any value. Console.writeLine. So as you can see, we have created our services in a very short time, and we've actually connected our clients. So what we do last is we say console.readline to prevent it, and then we go back to the main solution, and then we set our startup projects so that we can actually to multiple startup. So we go start the client and we start the server. Apply the changes, okay, and we F5. Then there we go. We wait for it to run. We just wait for it to run. So we might show some information. So I'm not going to pause the video this time. So I will see how the whole thing goes on. So as you can see, we've got our two consoles, one for the client and one for the server. We're waiting for the server to start as well. So as you can see, our server is started. Then we've actually been prompted by the firewall to enable some access to the applications, which I would have done. So what we do is we press enter to get information or to get the string values from the server. So enter here, then we wait for the contact to be made. Actually, I have to press enter, which I think I did, no? Okay. Yeah, as you can see, that's what we've got back now. So we stop here and we run, and then we go inside our product services, and then break here, put a break here, and then run it again. See, service started, press enter. So as you can see, we've directly contacted the server without any configuration file whatsoever. So it is very important to note this. So next on the videos, this series of videos, we will look mostly into WCF and what it has to offer under the .NET hood. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll make the source code available so you can look under the video and you find everything needed. Thank you and bye bye.